How are you, Rob?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
You're very shiny. What's all over your face today?
It's inside that's very shiny.
It's inside.
I can barely hear you, but a buddy of mine from Philadelphia, he had this question for you. Hold on.
Did he?
I know. It's not nothing weird.
Then I don't want to answer it then.
I can't bloody find his name. Oh, here we go. Ask Rob about the movie he was supposed to do about in Philadelphia, Flyers.
Oh, yeah.
The Broad Street Bullies. What happened? Was you going to do a movie about
I was going to do a movie about the Philadelphia Flyers set in the 70s called the Broad Street Bullies, when they had like this super violent hockey team and they won the Stanley Cup twice, basically by terrorizing the NHL. But I worked on it for about 2 years. And because, when you making movies is virtually impossible, but when you don't own the property, obviously I don't own the NHL, nor do I own the Philadelphia Flyers, there was so many steps to go through with every little thing that after 2 years I sort of felt like I could spend the next 7 years of my life trying to get this movie made and it might not happen, so I had to walk away. I may walk back someday, but right now it just dwindled.
Does it appeal to you? That why did it appeal to you?
Well, that's... when I was a kid...
You were a sports guy?
I was not really a sports guy. I was just a hockey guy. So that was the time period, because I grew up outside of Boston. So it was Boston and Philadelphia were the two rival teams. And I remember that whole time period really well. And it was just... It's when every hockey player had long hair and looked like a porn star and all they did was fight all the time. And it was crazy.
Real men.
I don't know why this is not bothering me that you're wearing that.
Is it funny?
No, I forgot you had it on.
See, no one knows what's happening right now.
Yeah, Jonesy's wearing a big devil head, but I'm used to it already.
With a fine sheen inside.
There's a fine sheen inside in case some old leather queen had fun with it last night.
I can barely hear. It must be my ears. It must be because I've got no ears.
This one looks like Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, exactly. It does, right?
Yeah, it does.
Don't you think these are fine masks?
They are finely done. They are. Yeah, they are.
They're really
super nice.
Well made.
You'll be on your Instagram soon enough.
It will be as soon as I get out of here. Joe is the guy who makes these.
They're
Thank you, Joe.
Super cool.
If you're listening. Okay, I'm going to take it off now. Say something. While I take this off.
Mask is coming off. What's happening?
Rob, tell us about the show that's going on.
The show that's going
on at the
on.
Roxy.
Yeah, tomorrow night we're doing
me!
Well, no, we're not playing tomorrow night. Headphones.
Help me!
Don't you hate it when the headphones are stuck on your horns?
Help me!
I'm claustrophobic. Did you ever have a life cast done of your face? Where they put the straws up your nose and they mold your head?
No. Have you?
Yeah.
It's a nightmare, right?
It doesn't bother me, but it's really funny when you have to do it to someone who's claustrophobic, because they're like, no, I'm cool. And then about 10 seconds into it, they start freaking out and clawing at their face, trying to get it off.
Yeah.
That just reminded me of it when you were screaming.
You've had it done?
Yeah, it's fine.
You don't get freaked out?
No.
I actually discovered I was claustrophobic a few years back when I had a dodgy back and I had to have an MRI. And I got put in one of them little things. I freaked out. The guy had to come running in and get me off the slab. Oh, man.
Are those machines really loud?
Yeah, they can be there. Have you never had one?
No, not yet.
You're a bill of health?
Hopefully. Which leads me to my next thing.
Yes.
My will.
Oh, yes.
You were talking about your will, so you don't have a will.
I don't have a will.
Do you really need one? I wonder about that.
I've never had a desire to do one, put it that way.
Me neither. It almost seems like you're jinxing yourself.
I think he's going to do my will.
Yeah. He's like, what are you talking about? We need more wills. No, I have a new plan. Rather than leaving a will, because I don't have kids, who are you going to leave it to? My plan is to perfectly spend it to the end, till it's all gone.
Till you got $5 left and you drop dead.
Right. They put you in a cardboard box because you can't afford a real coffin.
Who cares if you don't have a real coffin?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Sherry will outlive me, so it'll be her job to spend it to the end.
Yeah.
Because,
But I'm single. I live alone.
Just blow it. Buy masks all day long.
A Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Paint it all psychedelic, like John Lennon or something.
Or Screaming Lord Such. Do you ever hear of that guy being like horror?
Oh yeah, no, I love Screaming Lord Such. I love the best performance I saw him was on that London rock and roll show at Wembley.
How good is
He comes
that?
out with a giant hat and he starts calling out Alice Cooper. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And insulting him. That is the best show. Bill Haley is amazing.
It's the best.
And he
man.
keeps apologizing for being so old, and he's like 40.
The guy's. But that guy, have you ever seen a young picture of Bill Haley?
Yeah.
I've never seen one of him.
He looked, well, yeah,
He
but
looks 100 the minute he came out.
Because he had that weird little flip hair. But he sounds incredible.
Yeah.
And remember, they run out of songs, so they play, like, Rock Around the Clock again.
Yeah.
That's a great show to see all the, like, you know,
Mick Jagger,
rocker guys. Yeah,
backstage. And them guys in the crowd, the Teddy Boys
Yeah,
and the
they're
Greasers
great.
with no teeth.
Yeah.
And just filthy.
Screaming Lord Such is great. They bring him out in the coffin. I guess they carry the coffin up. Was he in the coffin? Because he had that
Yeah, they
giant
bring him on. They
top
stand
hat
it
on.
up. They stand it up, or is it lying down when he gets there? I think it's standing up, and he
and
opens
then
it up.
comes out with the giant hat, and he's
Yeah.
he's
You
great.
know, Jimmy Page played on a bunch of his records, sessions and stuff.
Yeah.
He had a weird story, that guy. He was always like, because it was crap. The music was crap, but he always it was like Kiss. It was all the stunts, you know. It was all about stunts and shebangs and
Yeah.
which was good.
I mean, the early footage, there's not a lot of film you can find, but some of the early footage where he's like in the caveman outfit,
Yeah.
he's like screaming at the crowd. They don't look like they have any idea what's going on.
No
like
clue.
totally
No
terrified.
clue. When I was like 6 years old, I remember you get the daily paper, you know, the Sun or what's the equivalent here, like the New York Post or
Yeah.
just crap newspapers. And I remember him stuck out one day, him on the front in a Rolls Royce, but it was painted like a Union Jack,
Yeah.
and he had like 4 chicks around him.
Yeah, that was on the cover of one of his records, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a compilation, but I have a record with that on the cover.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, that's cool.
But then didn't he start running for office? There's something party that he would always run for. I read a biography on him, and I remember he got real weird towards the end and was always running for some local office, but never winning.
That could be an interesting movie.
And he like lived with his mom or something towards the end. or something.
It's getting better.
Yeah, it's a pretty weird. It's kind of a sad story. Yeah,
That could be a good movie.
Mm-hmm. that's why I read the book. I think that with everything.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm reading Tiny Tim's biography because I thought,
Does he have a tortured way?
I don't know. He's just so weird, so genuinely weird. I don't. I just started it, so I don't know. But
60s guy, wasn't he?
yeah.
What was his big song with the
Well,
little squeaky voice?
Tiptoe through the tulips. But I never knew. I was reading about him, and they were saying that he had an amazing voice, and he could mimic anybody. Like if you said, sound like Dylan, sound like Rudy Valley,
Yeah.
like he could do it, but he would chose to sing
He
in
only
that really
did-
weird falsetto.
Yeah, which was a hit, right? Was it like a?
It was a huge hit.
novelty hit.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it this morning because that was the first concert I ever saw. It was Tiny Tim. My parents took me to see him. I think I was like maybe 5. I don't really remember much about it except just why am I in this huge crowd of people? What's happening?
You know, it's St. Patrick's Day today.
Yeah, the White House has a green fountain. That's why I know.
How do you know that? Google.
I saw it on like the Today Show or something.
when you wake up, what's the first thing you do as far as news outlets?
First thing we do is watch Match Game 78. I don't watch anything. I don't care about news anymore. I would obsess with watching it, then it was just depressing. Like I would always watch that show Vice. and those things, and I'd be
Don't
like-
watch
and
that.
I'm like,
that will make you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, it's either Rebels or Ebola is going to get me. So we get up and we watch Match Game.
What is that?
It's just like this really cheesy game show from the 70s where, you know, celebrities are either on their way up or their way down were the contestants, you know, like Charles Nelson Riley and Nipsey Russell and Lonnie Anderson and, you know, Richard Dawson was the king of Match Game.
Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
And then who went on to be the guy holding the little skinny mic, right?
Yeah, on Family Feud. And there's a funny moment. This is too much information, but we were watching Match Game. And Richard Dawson was the great player, so the contestants would always pick on Richard. So much so that they brought in the giant wheel. So they had to spin the wheel so it wouldn't always be Richard. And he quit the show the next day. Like first he was wearing he wouldn't take off his sunglasses. I was watching the episode. He wouldn't take off his sunglasses because he was so mad. And then the next day he was gone.
He just quit.
And I was like, what happened? So I went and found a documentary on Match Game. This is all I do. This is all I do in my time is research
Go on.
obscure crap that nobody cares about. And then he formed Family Feud.
So you must be hip to Me TV.
Oh yeah, that never when we're not.
It's always on.
Yeah,
in
always
my house.
on. Yeah, Hogan's Heroes. We don't go to bed without watching at least 2 episodes of Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah,
And then Carol Burnett comes on, and then of course Perry Mason, but I'm usually asleep.
yeah.
And if not, it will put me to sleep.
They're pretty good though, Perry Masons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's pretty in depth.
Saturday night's the best though.
Oh, you got Svengoolie.
Svengoolie and Incredible Hulk and Wonder Woman and Star Trek and Lost in Space, and then I don't know if Night Gallery's Saturday night. But
Man from Uncle.
Yeah.
That's in the week though. That's on really like the Saint used to be on. I don't think it's on anymore. Like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I don't think that's on anymore. I don't know. I usually DVR everything because it's just too much.
I love that channel. That's
It's
so
the best.
bizarre That's so bizarre.
It's the only thing I watch.
I can recite what the schedule is from 9 in the morning till late at night, but it changes.
It does. They have, as they brag, they have 50 different shows.
What's the guy Daniel Boone used to be on at 9 o'clock? I think he's gone now.
Yeah, I don't know what's on early. I think it seems like there's always like Gunsmoke or some Western, but that's usually
The
Saturday.
Rifleman's on at 4,
Yeah, I never watched that.
and then it's the Emergency, which I don't like.
Emergency, then Chips, I think.
Chips I like. That's great. Chips
Then
is
after
great.
Chips, there's like too much Mama's Family.
That's the worst.
I cannot turn
The
it.
worst.
That's when I turn it off.
That is absolute toilet.
That is not memorable entertainment at all.
No. What are we doing?
I don't mind Mama's Family when it comes up during the Carol Burnett show. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I can't take a whole show of it.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Anyway, yeah, we're playing the Roxy.
Say something, shall
Rory
we?
Gallagher.
Okay. It is.
I never did mention the Roxy show after all that. I'm doing more to hype the
There's
Carol
plenty
Burnett
of
show.
time. We got plenty of time. We should talk more about Me TV
Yeah,
when we
I know,
come
I
back.
can't- Don't worry, I can.
It is St. Paddy's Day, so we're going to play some. You have some Irish in you, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, my,
Ba-dum,
my dad's
ba-dum-bum.
Irish. Yeah,
I'm supposedly got 28%
I believe it.
in me too. I don't know. When I found that out, I didn't know think any different. We're going to play some Rory Gallagher because it's St. Paddy's Day, and this track is called Daughter of the Everglades.